If you're here, it's because you're tired of being the second choice, the nice guy who only gets walked over. Want to know why? Because you've been living as if your life revolves around her. Today, reality is going to hit you hard, like a punch straight to the face. I'm done with excuses, done with this nonsense of being the predictable guy, always available, always ready to be stepped on. If you keep this up, you'll sink even deeper into her disregard. And listen, my friend, I'm not here to hold your hand. What you're about to hear is going to hurt. And you know what? It should hurt, because only through that pain will you wake up and finally do something to change this story. Now, pay close attention. Most guys, when they fall in love, turn into human doormats, ready to be walked on, and the worst part, they don't even notice. They start doing things that make any woman want to run in the opposite direction. The more attention you give, the more you fade away, and the more she despises you. It's sad, but it's the cold, hard truth. But don't worry, you can still get out of this hole. In today's video, I'm going to rub 7 ways to ignore a woman you like in your face, in a way that will make her finally see your worth. No beating around the bush. Let's get straight to it. Number 1, stop being her personal butler. Let's get straight to the point. Most men simply lose themselves when they are interested in a woman. They switch into 24-hour service mode, thinking that the more available they are, the more she will melt for them. Seriously? That's ridiculous! The more you bend over backward for her, the more you prove that your life is an empty stage, waiting for her to take the spotlight. And let me tell you something, buddy. It's this very submissive posture that will make her treat you like nothing. Sure, women like attention, but when you become the obedient puppy she knows will always be there, the mystery fades, and along with it, the attraction. Now, tell me this. Who values something they already have in their pocket? No one! The moment she realizes that you're the doormat, always ready, replying to texts in a split second, canceling everything just to be with her, the spark dies. What you need to understand is that disappearing, my friend, is your best move. That's right, vanish at the right moment. Whether in a conversation, a date, or even during a silly argument, when you know how to leave before things get dull, you start running the show. It's not just the situation you're controlling, it's yourself. A guy who knows when to walk away creates a delicious suspense, the famous what now. And that, my friend, will linger in her mind. It's like those movies that end on an unbearable cliffhanger. You're desperate to know what happens next. But if the movie drags on endlessly without an end, you lose interest. The same thing happens with you. If you don't know how to leave the scene at the right time, you become just another boring extra. And here's the bonus. Disappearing at the right time protects you from saying dumb things in arguments. Because, let's face it, who hasn't said something stupid in the heat of the moment and then had to deal with the disastrous consequences? So, do yourself a favor and learn when to exit the stage. When you stop giving attention at the right moment, you not only control the script, but you make it clear that you value yourself too much to be her servant. And trust me, this changes the entire game. Number 2, she should never be the center of your universe. Putting a woman on a pedestal at the center of your life is a surefire recipe for disaster. Let's be realistic. She doesn't want that. She never did. You know those women who complain that their guy doesn't prioritize them? Interestingly, they're the same ones chasing after men who barely know they exist. And why? Because deep down, what really gets to a woman is a man who knows what he wants, who has his life in order, and who doesn't make her his life project. If you make her your number 1 priority, you're basically saying that your entire life, your dreams, your family, and everything that matters is inferior to her. And let me tell you, that's pathetic. The men who truly spark interest are the ones who have their priorities in check, balanced, with a solid life, and without desperately needing validation. If you're constantly putting her at the top of your list, you're saying that nothing else in your life is as important as a woman who, guess what, probably doesn't even care about that. Do you think that's going to make her respect you? Not in a million years. Women want men who value themselves, who have a life beyond the relationship, who have their own ambitions. That's what creates respect and admiration. Now, don't get it twisted. It's not about being a jerk and ignoring her completely, but showing that you have a solid life with family, friends, and responsibilities that have always been by your side. Putting these things first makes it clear that you're someone with roots who won't bend over for just anyone. And more, it makes her realize that if she wants to be part of your life, she'll have to earn that space. Nothing for free, nothing easy. Enough of this habit of putting someone who just entered your life above the people who have always been there for you. Stop trying to please at any cost and start putting your own life first. If she really wants to be by your side, she'll fight for that space. And when she does, my friend, respect and attraction will come naturally. That's the real secret. Number 3, stop being the puppy that answers every call. Here's a truth many guys insist on ignoring. Responding immediately to a woman's messages is one of the biggest mistakes you can make. I know, you think you're being polite, showing interest, right? Wrong! What you're really communicating is that your life is so dull that the highlight of your day is her message. And let me tell you, that kills any attraction that might have existed. Why? Because the mystery dies along with your urgency. She knows that with a snap of her fingers, you'll be there, ready to reply. So why would she bother to put in any effort? Now, before you start thinking the idea here is to ignore or play the eternal silent treatment game, let me explain. It's about balance. If you're always available, responding as if your life depends on it, guess what? You turn into a walking bore, and there's nothing that kills attraction faster than being predictable. Women want to be with men who have interesting lives, who have things going on, who aren't glued to their phones waiting for her hi. Think about it. How do you feel when you message someone and they take a while to respond? Yes, it's frustrating, but it also plants that little seed of curiosity. What could he be doing? Why hasn't he replied yet? That uncertainty creates interest, and where there's interest, there's attraction. When you don't rush to reply the second your phone buzzes, you're showing that there's more going on in your life than just waiting around for her. And you know what that does? It places you in a position of value. Now, if she wants your attention, she's going to have to earn it. Plus, taking time before replying is pure gold. How many times have you replied impulsively and then wanted to dig a hole and hide? Exactly. When you don't respond immediately, you avoid these dumb impulses. And when you finally do reply, you come across as more confident, less needy, and much more in control. So, next time your phone buzzes, hold that anxiety. You don't need to drop everything to chase her attention. Stay focused on what's truly important. This will make it clear that you're not a pet she can manipulate with a few texts. And trust me, that makes all the difference. If you're tired of being treated like an idiot, of being the doormat she steps on and throws away without a second thought, then it's time to wake up. Check out the digital book linked in the description of this video. After reading it, you'll learn how to be cold and calculating, to leave no room for disrespect, and to master the art of putting any woman in her place. Stop swallowing disrespect. Stop humiliating yourself. Start being the man she not only respects, but fears losing. This is the moment when the game changes. It's time to take control of your life once and for all. Number 4, your time is sacred. Don't let anyone steal it. Now let's face one of the biggest traps many men fall into when they start a relationship. Throwing away their own time, abandoning hobbies, and giving up personal moments just to try to please the woman. Let's be blunt here. If you do that, you're already setting yourself up for failure. Sure, she might enjoy your company, but when you start squeezing her into every corner of your life, do you know what you're saying without realizing it? That you're boring and have nothing interesting going on. Let's make this clear. There's nothing wrong with introducing your girlfriend to your friends or taking her along to do something you enjoy. The problem starts when you turn every single moment of your life into a couple's activity, with no exceptions. If you're including her in absolutely everything, even in moments that should be yours, congratulations, you're suffocating the relationship and, as a bonus, erasing your individuality. And the worst part, she's going to notice, and guess what? She's going to lose respect for you. And here's the kicker. A woman respects you much more when she realizes that you have your own life and aren't willing to give it up for anyone. When you keep your hobbies, your leisure time, and your routine with friends intact, you're sending a very clear message. You don't need her to be happy. And that, my friend, is irresistible. She'll understand that if she wants to be part of your world, she's going to have to earn that space, because you already have your own universe and won't give it up. So, do yourself a huge favor. Preserve your moments. Enjoy watching football alone? Keep doing it. Like grabbing beers with your buddies? Stick to that tradition. These moments are what keep you centered, balanced and more attractive. And if she has her own things to do alone, even better. Healthy relationships are born from this balance between individual life and shared life. Don't be the guy who disappears for anyone. Number 5. Stop living in the future as if you're already married. This is a classic mistake, and almost every guy has fallen into this trap at least once. You've just started dating a woman. Everything seems to be going well. And before you even realize it, you're planning romantic trips, fancy dinners, future dates, and even thinking about introducing her to your family. Seriously, dude? Do you really think she's going to be excited about that? Let me tell you what's actually happening. You're killing the mystery, the challenge, and worse yet, ruining your image as an independent and confident man. Look, there's nothing wrong with making plans, but the big mistake here is doing it too soon. When you start talking about the future right from the start, what you're saying, without realizing it, is that you're already emotionally tied down and ready to commit as if you were the last man on Earth. And let me tell you, that's not attractive. Quite the opposite. You're basically throwing all your decision-making power away and placing the pressure of a future she's not even sure she wants to live with you. Women like men who know how to live in the present, who are in control of the situation, and aren't desperate to define what's going to happen 6 months from now. When you start with this future talk, you're suffocating the relationship before it even takes off. And what do most women do when they feel pressured? They disappear. That's right, they vanish. Because no one wants to be pushed into a future they barely had time to imagine. So here's the secret. Enjoy the moment. Let things flow without forcing them. When you live in the now, without this obsession to control tomorrow, you exude an absurd level of confidence. Men who aren't obsessed with the future come across as much more secure, as if they know that no matter what happens, they're in control of their own lives. Remember this, the healthiest, most lasting relationships are born when both are relaxed enough to live in the present. Forget this obsession with planning everything, and enjoy what's happening now. If the relationship is meant to evolve, it will happen naturally, without promises or pressures. And when that happens, she'll want to be by your side because you're the guy who knows how to enjoy the moment, not the one trying to trap her with a life plan you're not even sure you can follow. Number 6, don't abandon your life for her skirts. Let's face the truth. Many men simply forget they have their own lives the moment they enter a relationship. And look, my friend, if there's one thing that kills attraction faster than that, I don't know what it is. You have hobbies, right? You like playing video games, playing an instrument, practicing sports, or hanging out with your friends? So why the hell do you think you need to drag your girlfriend into all that now? This is the kind of mistake only someone with no self-respect makes. Throwing away your interests just to spend more time with her may seem cute at first, but I guarantee you, in the long run, it's a trap. First of all, you're basically saying that your life without her means nothing. Second, you're erasing what makes you unique, interesting, that spark that attracted her in the first place. And third, you're entering an emotional dependency that turns you into a shadow of what you used to be. Pathetic, right? Here's the thing. She was attracted to you as you were, hobbies and all. If you throw all that away, you're throwing away the version of yourself she liked. Guess what happens next? The attraction evaporates, just like that. And you know what? Respect goes with it, because no one respects someone who abandons their own passions for someone else. Keeping your hobbies and interests separate isn't selfish, it's smart. When you continue doing what you love, without begging for approval, you show that you have a real life, independent. And that's attractive as hell. She'll realize that to be part of your world, she'll have to earn that space because you're not going to give up your life for anyone. Let's be frank, it's healthy to have space in a relationship. You don't need to be glued together all the time just because you're dating. When each person has their time to do what they love, the relationship becomes lighter, more respectful. So next time you're enjoying your hobbies or hanging out with your friends, do it without guilt. Enjoy your life, because at the end of the day, this is one of the biggest secrets to maintaining attraction and respect in a relationship. Number 7, stop being the nice guy all the time. Now comes the final blow, the slap in the face you need to hear. Being the nice, available guy, always ready to please, is the perfect recipe for being treated like a doormat. Do you think being the nice guy will make her respect you more? Wake up, my friend! Being the nice guy all the time only turns you into the rug she'll wipe her feet on. And you know why? Because you've erased yourself, thrown your dignity out the window, and even worse, handed over all your value as a man on a silver platter. You're sitting there thinking she'll value you because you never argue, never disagree, always give in, and are always there. Guess what? She despises you for it. No woman respects a man who doesn't set boundaries, who doesn't have a backbone, who doesn't know how to say no. The guy who spends his life pleasing, never rocking the boat, becomes predictable, dull, spineless. And what happens to something dull? That's right, it's discarded. Here's the irony. The more you try to be the nice guy, the more she steps all over you. The more you try to be the perfect guy, the more she sees you as a doormat. Women respect men who stand their ground, who know what they want, and who aren't afraid to lose. And this is what you need to understand right now. Stop living to please. Stop being a little lamb, because it's not going to get you anywhere but the bottom of the barrel. If you want respect, you need to learn how to be uncomfortable. That's right, uncomfortable. Say no when necessary, set your boundaries, and most importantly, stop begging for attention with this submissive behavior. Only then will you regain the dignity you threw away when you decided to be the nice guy. And trust me, when you stop being her doormat, that's when she'll start seeing the man you really are, and she'll chase after you. Enough with being the guy who erases himself, who gives up his life, his personality, and his dignity just to try to please. If you keep this up, you'll only sink deeper. Women respect men who respect themselves, who know what they want, and who aren't afraid to lose. Do you want to be that guy? Then stop being predictable, stop being the desperate nice guy. Be the man she has to win over, not the man she discards without a second thought. The power to turn the game around is in your hands, but it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt because you're going to have to face the truth about who you've been up until now. And it hurts to change. It hurts to admit you've been on the wrong path. But do you know what hurts even more? Continuing to be the guy without value, the one she despises. The choice is yours. Now it's up to you. Will you keep being the idiot good Samaritan she steps on? Or will you finally take control of your own life? The game only changes when you decide to change.